Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome, beautiful, fun, happy life. It's possible. I'm so excited. It's December 2017. And of course, we're coming up on a new year. However, every day's new. I mean, I'm gonna eat and drink, and then January 1st I'll be a different person. Just be a different person now. Be a different person every day. I just did a video. I'm connecting to the collective consciousness here, so I'm going crazy, writing all my ideas. I got some great videos for you. I just did one about free will and giving permission. All right, I know this is going to seem like crazy talk to you, but nothing happens without your permission. Free will doesn't allow anything to happen without your permission. Watch the video and it'll make perfect sense. It is one thing you can do. One thing that you can do to completely change your life today. Not January 1st or a month from now. Today. And when that light bulb goes off, you're going to go, oh my gosh. Free will, of course. Why is that happening and they're doing that and I'm bringing all this energy forward because they did this and everything is your control, within your control. Everything happened with your permission, either in advance or it's happening right now. It will not come in your life unless you invite it. You have to invite it. You're going like, how am I inviting poverty or depression? Because you're focused on it. A focus is, here's what I'm connecting to. It's like my friend Kevin Morris said the other day. The universe just says yes. You've heard that one before. Yes. Sadness. Yes. Okay, sadness. It's not thinking. It's not, there's nothing going, you deserve it and you don't, or what, No. You have full control over your life. You have to invite it. If something's going on bad, you're inviting it. Get that under wraps right now. Gonna take some coffee. So early here. Baby Coo, the kitty cat, needed to be held all night. We hold hands. He has to hold my hand, and then I have to hold his head. If I don't hold his head, Of course, I did it. I didn't have to do it. I did it. Wow, I have so much to talk to you about. All right, I'm actually going to go into this next subject because it really goes along with free will. So I want you to watch that video. That is hopefully that's going to be a absolute oh my God moment for you. Literally, oh my God moment for you. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, everything right now, I can change everything. So, let's take this over here. What are you inviting? What are you allowing? Nothing can happen without your permission. Free will on this planet is the one rule that cannot be broken by anything outside of you. I don't know how it operates on other planets, but I want to talk about something today that's going to be like really mind-bending for you. Did I, oh my God, sometimes I just talk and I'm like, did I say, welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through your fears and live an awesome life? I'm just not even focused right now because I've got all this stuff going on. All right, I'm going to take another sip of coffee because I'm very excited about these subjects this morning. This is powerful stuff. All right, hold on. All right. You are limitless. I can shut off the video now. You're limitless. You don't believe that, do you? I wonder if there's one person on the other side of this camera that believes it. I mean, really believes it. I mean, really believes it. I know some of you are saying, yeah, I do believe it. I know it. But you're going, well, but I don't seem to be limitless. Why is that? All right, we're going to talk about that. There's nothing you can't do, be, or have. There's nothing you cannot do, be, or have. Now, if you think that I'm just like out there and you're a Christian, pick up the Bible. I've never read the Bible, but I know that. I know it's said throughout the Bible numerous times by Christ. So what do you believe? You don't have to believe me. Do you believe that? Are you calling that not true? I don't think you want to do that. What you going to do with all this power? Anything you want. What are we going to do? Because we're one energy. What are we going to do? I think we need to raise the frequency of the planet. I think we need to stop worrying about paying the bills and start doing some pretty awesome stuff, because abundance is going to flow unlike anything you've ever experienced if you're focused on really doing positive things, giving, being happy, joyful. Then the universe is going to say, yes, joy, happiness, abundance, everything that's good and positive, because you're connecting to the positive frequency of limitlessness, of which you are. So, isn't it funny? We don't go, wow, how did somebody get an entire country to, just go out and kill other people and do all these horrible things? It's, like Hitler. How was he able to do that? Well, he has all these powers. Nobody questions that. That was pretty powerful, because we're limitless. We can use it for good or bad. Bad, good, those are just experiences. That's all. And he and everybody who followed him, don't be blaming Hitler. None of that could have happened unless other people followed. None of it. Let's say he's in the room, people go, hey, little man, sit down. Talking cray-cray stuff. But no, all these other people followed. So Hitler and thousands of other people who were doing this stuff. We're a collective consciousness, so don't be blaming any one person or any regime or any whatever. It takes multiple contributions, multiple commitment and beliefs to do things that are of a negative nature. You're limitless. That is equally limitless. It has no power over light. Why? Because we're light. If we were dark, we'd never experience light. But light allows you to experience darkness. Why? Because it's so loving and giving that it allows us to be what we want, because we have free will. Go watch the free will video. Nothing can happen without your invitation, which means darkness or even light cannot enter your space unless you allow it. Unless you have some kind of focus on it, unless there's some belief or something that is inviting it in. All right. Another sip. Is this video, boy, this video better be running. Yeah, it is. Okay. Whew. I have sat and talked before and found out that I didn't put it on because I was so excited. All right. You have no limits. So, you might say, well, then why am I not getting what I want? Because you're limiting yourself. Because you don't believe that you're limitless. You believe that there are certain rules, there's certain things outside of you. So you're limitless, which means you can do anything you want. So you're creating something that's limiting. You can equally do other things. Now, here's the deal. Because we're so dense and we've gone into such a dense place, and we do carry that energy with us, by the way. That energy does get carried forward. It's going to take probably some practice to start to do some things that are pretty amazing. Like healing yourself, that can happen overnight, but a lot of times we go to that place because we have no other options and we release everything. That's why people near-death experiences, they have let go of everything, gone to the other side, and are totally detached from the thinking mind, the limitations, all the stuff. They're detached. So they're allowed to go into that space where all creation, limitless, everything happens. They heal their soul, because it wasn't the body that was sick in the first place. It was the energy that was creating that imbalance in the body. They come back and that imbalance is no longer exists. Whatever's imbalanced in the body then, of course, goes back to normal because the energy, that power, is not sending that out into the body to mess it up, to screw up its ability to function. It's all the power within you that's doing all of that. And it's all the power within you that's connecting to other things. Believing this, worrying about this, I'm powerless, something's punishing me, my parents hated me, so I am worthless, I'm going to blame them because that's something outside of me and I don't believe I'm limitless. I think that there's something else doing that. What did I do to deserve this? Oh, I'm working out karma. No, you're not. You can do that right now. You can forgive right now and say, you know what? Everybody out there is no different to me. They have their own things going. Sometimes it's worse than others because that's what they're choosing for whatever reason. We don't have to analyze it. But they're just people trying to find their way back to the light. That's all. I got a reflection coming off of my computer over there. I hope it's not messing with the camera here. Hello. All right, so you're limitless. So I want you to get a book. Wow, this is going to be tough to tell you which one to get because she's written so many books and they're like this thick. If you don't know who Dolores Cannon is, she has since passed on. She has written books, many really off-the-charts books called Convoluted Universe. I think Convoluted 5 is the one. They get more advanced. It's going to take your mind to a place that you may not have been. Now, some of you know who she is. Dolores is not a channeler. She's not going into that space. She is a hypnotist. I am actually a certified quantum healing hypnosis technique hypnotist. I took her course. What is it? It's hypnotism that takes people to a place where regular hypnosis does not. It takes them in a deeper place where a lot of hypnotists didn't want to take their patients because stuff, as Dolores said, strange stuff happens there. And they were afraid of it, of course, if everybody's afraid of all this stuff, because people were going into past lives. They were talking about stuff that was just so out there that the hypnotists thought they must be making it up. Then, of course, as you know, a lot of these hypnotists realize that this many people cannot be making this stuff up. There's something to it, and of course they could actually prove some of these past lives. So, you can probably see that, right? Let me move up a little bit. Sorry about that. So she goes into this with all these patients. She's just taking them in and she's allowing them to explore where they are. They tell her where they are. They go to all these different places and whatever. But they're not just going into past lives. They're going to other planets. They're going to, you name it. There's no limits to what these people were in other lives, in other existences, and other energies. It's just off the charts. And she has books and books and books. And she gets messages while they're under hypnosis. Now, this, if you have questioned this at all, read the books because she has literally hypnotized probably hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people, because she's been doing it for, I don't know, 45 years or something like that. And she'd hypnotize somebody here, and while she's got them under, a voice comes in and wants to talk to Dolores and give her information. So it would talk to Dolores and give her information from higher beings. And then she'd interview somebody or hypnotize somebody in another country completely. And the same entities would come in and give her information. And they'd pick up the same conversation. And this would happen. And none of these people knew each other. How do you explain that? You can't. It's exactly what it appears to be. There's the higher entities that speak to us that you have access to at all times because you're limitless. But you're blocking it off because you don't believe it. You question yourself. You think you're crazy when you hear this stuff. When you get intuition and it doesn't make sense, you ignore it because you're so stuck in your logical place. There's my friend. There's that word, logic. Logic says that you have limits, that you're not limitless. So let's throw that word out the window. Dolores' messages that she received are that there's nothing we cannot do. That we have to correct this density and these beliefs and all of the things that we've hung on to that are false, that we no longer have to live it out anymore, that we need to just release it and go on to be our incredible, beautiful selves because we are limitless. And the beings told her over and over again, there's nothing you can't do, be, and have. Nothing. Christ showed that. Christ showed that. There was nothing he couldn't do. And he used it in the best possible way. Brought people back from the dead. Had the blind, made the blind to see. Fed, thousands of people with nothing. Turned water into wine. I'd like to be able to do that. That'd be a cool one. I bet you it's a good wine too. All right, hold on. Dr. Joe Dispenza drinks wine. In fact, he collects wine. All right, you're limitless. How many people have to tell you it that are on super high levels? You know that monks can levitate. You know that people that go into that space. So how do you access that? First of all, if you don't believe it, then you have to start reading up on and studying these situations and facts that prove that people are doing things that we're made to believe are impossible. And the more you find out that this stuff out there happening is real, the more you'll realize it's true. And then you'll start to believe it. Because right now you're probably in this space where you're on, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, we're limitless. Yeah, that's for some monk. And it's probably some trick or whatever. You're not really believing it. So start looking into the paranormal, the supernatural stuff that's going on. Greg Braden talks about this. A lot of scientists talk about the stuff that's going on that's mind-blowing. How reality blinks in and out. How you can control that. How you do control it. How you are controlling it. How you can bring any reality into your space. How everything's happening at one time. Not simultaneously, it's just one thing happening. That's what I was told. You have no limits. None. None. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about in the next video. Oh yeah, so how do you go into that space? I'm going to do another video after this about, because all these go together. Your free will, your limitlessness, and how do you go into that space without meditating 14 hours a day? I'm going to show you how to do that. It's going to be fun, all right? So I want you to know you're limitless. I want you to read Dolores Cannon if you're, if you're not, into it, just give it a whirl. Or watch her. She's got some great videos on YouTube. Some of them are, about the the state of reality, you know, what's really happening out there. Watch some of her stuff. It's so out there, it isn't funny, which pushes you to realize, how can you, if you think you're limitless, then how can you like believe this and not this? You have to believe everything. You have to know it's possible. So if you say, oh, that's not true, but it is for the person who's creating that reality. So be okay with that. If they tell you something, just say, it's true for them. You don't have to believe it. But we're limitless. So if somebody's doing something or they believe they've done it, it's true for them. And you don't have to sit and prove or disprove anything. Just focus on what you want and start to go into that frame of mind that you know that you're a limitless being. The density you're carrying around has to be released. And if you start to look outside at what's going on out there with healing, with miracles, with all these things that you think are impossible, you'll realize, how are these things happening? Because we have that power. And that person in that situation used it. That's all it is. You have the same power. There is no one above or below you. Let's go back to the Bible again. I know a lot of you guys go to church, you're Bible people. I've never read the Bible. I don't have to. I just know. I just know that all of these things are true. I don't need it reinforced. I just know it. Christ was an awesome prophet that showed people over and over again how powerful they are, that these things you shall do and more. What's more? What's more than bringing somebody back from the dead? You can do it. You just don't think you can, which goes back to my video on free will. So you're inviting limitation. Okay. Limits. Powerless. Sadness. Poverty. Lack of love. Giving it to you because you're a powerless being in your creation. Your limitless creation of being able to create a limited person. And when you decide to give it up and say, okay, I'm done with being limited, I'm going to use my powers. What do you want to do? Now, some of you have powers that show up. You have abilities that show up, and they're just natural. Because we're all given different things. It's variety here. It's part of what we came to explore and experience. So you can actually feel your power. And, you know, a lot of people, they do this Qigong, and they talk about the Qi, right? Isn't that energy? So I don't even know this stuff. I have my own thing that I do. I would love to study that. But, you know, you can feel the power. You can say, well, that's just, you know, the heat from my body. Yeah, there's some of that is. But where's that coming from? That is still your energy. You can't generate heat. Where's that? How is that happening? Something has to be powering your body and powering that heart that still beats and everything else that's happening, because everything's intelligent. Everything's intelligent. So it's not like I'm a limitless being and that everything's like inanimate. This space that I'm moving my hand through is totally unlimited intelligence. And it flows through this paper and through this coffee. It's through everything. It's everything. It has to be. Because only intelligence can create like this. And it's you. But you have choice and free will. That's how the rules are on this planet. That's part of the game on this planet. But there's no limitations. Total free will, which means you can do anything you want. Which means we can start to do miracles every day. Which means we can turn poverty into abundance now. Put it into... And you can't question it because it's going to come in exactly the way it's supposed to. So know it is done. Health. Want a beautiful, perfect relationship? Done. Relax. It's going to show up. Just know it's done. Quit worrying about it because it's done. That new job you want? that situation you want to get out of a situation, it's done. Right person's going to come along, right situation, and you've got to take those opportunities because they're knocking on your door all the time, people. I love it when people go, oh, I know it's done, and they sit on their duff. Somebody's knocking on the door and they're not opening the doggone door. Open the door. Open the door. You're limitless. Open the door. I want you to envision a door, huge door opening, and there is sun and singing and beauty on the other side of this going, finally, my gosh, you've been struggling. Whew. Come on. Let's show you what we've got over here. What do you want? Are you going to join me? Because I'm going to be manifesting some huge stuff this year. I've already manifested stuff that's just off the charts. If you don't know my background, you can go to landriaonka.net and you'll see stuff coming up around here. I do internet training. Why? I'm teaching people how to get out of their situations and create lives of abundance. I should do a whole video on that. And I'm using tools of the internet because we can work anywhere in the world and everybody's just stuck in their places thinking somebody else has control over them in their job or whatever it is. You can do anything you want. The problem sometimes is, the challenge I should say, is people get into that, oh, I can do anything I want, and then what happens is they're like, they get into it and they're like, oh, this is difficult, or I have to learn something new, or they're not going, wow, I'm learning something new. Wow, this is a challenge. It's going to get me to this other place. They miss the journey. Everybody went, okay, I'm going to manifest this and this. I'm limitless. No. Enjoy that journey, that challenge that gets you there. You learn along the way. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm raising my frequency. I learned something new and fabulous. Can you embrace everything? You're limitless. Embrace it all. This is a beautiful journey. Yes, some of it's not so nice. Owie. You can get rid of that too. And the challenges will still come because we're in a dense planet, but they will have no effect on you. Because you know you can turn it around at any point. You can say, okay, I'm supposed to experience this. It's called contrast. And then if there's no, if there are no cloudy days, you wouldn't enjoy the sun, right? That's part of this experience here. Don't get hung up on it. This too shall pass, and you have control over that. Make it happen, people. Raise your frequency. Give. Love. My next video. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you. Miracles are happening. You are the miracle worker. Are you going to use it? You'll know how to. It's going to come to you. It is here already. Namaste.